What's up? What's up? It's your boy CoreyB. So what I want to talk about is just the idea of knowing your value, knowing what you're worth, and knowing the value of what you've got. It doesn't matter what kind of business you have. If you're growing a business and you don't know the value of your product, or you don't know the value of your inventory, or you don't know the value of your skill, your talent, then that just already sets you steps back. Because either one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to come in too strong, asking for money that you don't deserve, or you're asking for valuation that isn't there, or you're going to come in not asking for enough. And see, some people see, well, if you're making money, if you're still making money, what does it matter if you're not asking for enough? Well, there's a problem with that, okay? See, because if you're not asking for your worth, and a reasonable worth, it doesn't mean you have to see yourself, oh, well, I'm worth all this money, so I should get everything that's coming to me and then some. Like, there's a reasonable amount of perspective when it comes to your value or the value of your product. When it comes down to it, ultimately, you want to be able to say that you valued it reasonably. Because see, people look at it and say, it's like, they see, okay, as a reseller, okay? As a reseller, if you list something too low, like if you're selling on eBay, Etsy, whatever, Posh, Reverb, if you list something for too low, then people look at it and they assume that something's wrong with it. They instantly assume something's wrong with it. They'll see yours and they'll see somebody else's, and they'll see these two, right? And they'll see yours valued at like, this, and theirs valued at that. So they'll instantly check theirs first. They'll check theirs first to see, is there any blemishes? Is there any malfunction? Is there anything wrong? Is there anything listed in the description that could deter them from wanting it before they even peep yours? Now, that sounds silly, but it's weird how people's mind. I've been doing this for a long time, doing it for a hot minute, and I'm telling you, it's a thing. It's a real thing. People will look at products and they'll like miss it. They'll overlook incredible deals, thinking something must be wrong. Something must be wrong. How could it be listed at half the cost of everybody else's unless it's bunk, unless it's fake, unless it's phony, unless it's not gonna live up to what it says it is? So that's where you got to know your value. You got to know the value. If you come in, if you're selling a skill, if you're selling your talent, you're like, hey, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm great at. Everybody charges, I don't know, let's say everybody charges $100 an hour for this skill. And you come in saying, I could do it for 45. Whoa, there's a difference in being discount or a good deal and too good to be true. If you're going to say that you're as good as everybody else and the average going rate is $100, but you're going to charge less than half, maybe you're not as good as you say you are. Maybe you're not worth the 45. Maybe I'd be better at trying to talk to one of these $100 people and see if I could talk them down based on your cheap evaluation. So I look at you and I say, hey, this guy's worth 45. He must not be that great. I look at this one and say it's 100. I'm going to holler at this one, right? I'm going to say, hey, check it out. Look, I'm going to hit him up, call him, email him, whatever. I'm going to say, is there any way, because look at this guy over here. I'm going to send him your ad, your post, your valuation. I'm going to say, hey, they're doing the same thing you're doing, but they're doing it for 45. You think you could do it for 80? Now I just got this guy for 100 down to 80. When you could have looked at it and said, I'm just going to go from the jump. I'm going to say I'm worth 80. That's cheap. That's a discount. It's better than what everybody else is charging. Everybody else has got it at 100. You're going for 80. So you're a hot deal. 45 is not a hot deal. 45 is too good to be true. 45 either doesn't know their worth or isn't actually worth it. You don't want to be that guy. So you got to know your value. You got to know what you're worth. You got to know what your products are worth. If you're doing reselling, reselling is something I did for a long time. And my uncle was really good at it. My uncle did it for years and years and years. He's the one who got me into it. And he always said, what you got to do is you got to look for what the going price is. You got to do comps, right? And when you do comps, you never want to be the top guy. It's not going to help you. What you got to do is you got to look, hey, what's it selling for? Not what's it listed for, what's it selling for? Okay, so when you evaluate all the different, like you're doing your research and you're saying, okay, what are these people listing it for? Okay, all these people are listing it for $125, but it never sells. It never sells for $125, but it's selling for $105, $115, $110, even $120. But it doesn't sell for $125. $125, it sits there. $125, they accept offers and drop it. So what you want to do is you want to say it's typically selling for $105 to $120. Can you make a profit if you take it at 110? You can make a profit at 110. Take it at 110. You're going to sell it faster. You're going to move product. You're going to get stuff in and out quickly. And that's what you want to do. You want inventory in and you want it gone. You don't want to sit on it. Sitting on it doesn't help you. Sitting on it doesn't help you. So ultimately what you want to do, you want to streamline. You want to think about how can I get product in? How can I make that money? How can I push it back out? And how can I turn product quickly? Like I said, you want to make enough money that it's worth your time. But you don't want to ask too much money that you look greedy or that you ain't going to sell it because nobody's going to pay that. And again, you don't want to ask too low because then they think the deal's too good to be true. And it's obviously got to be bunk. It's obviously got to be a scam. You obviously got to be hustling them. It ain't worth what you say it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking so little. You got to know that. You got to understand the value of yourself. You got to understand the value of your time. You got to understand the value of your skill and the value of your product. It doesn't matter what you're selling. You got to value it appropriately. It's the most perfect word right there, appropriately. You got to know what is an appropriate, reasonable amount that people are willing to pay for it. At the end of the day, do some research. Whatever you're selling, whether it be yourself or product, do some research. See what a reasonable amount is. And don't ever be the top guy, but don't ever put yourself in the bottom. Know your worth and get paid. You feel me? All right. It's your boy. I got so much more coming at you. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're learning. I hope you're staying tuned. Please be sure to like, subscribe, ding that bell, get your notifications. Put some comments below. What y'all want to talk about? What y'all need to know? Is there something we can rap about? You got some more details, some more info on, marketing yourself, knowing your value? Do you got anything about that? If you know something I don't know, enlighten your boy, because I'm always open to learning something new. I hope you are. Let's lift each other up. Let's have a great day. Be blessed and get cocky and get out there.